Hey, Coach O is with us from the recruiting trail this morning on Off the Bench. Coach O, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys. Great to be on the show again.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Great to have you back, Coach. I know that your travel schedule is hectic and has been since you guys got that championship. You were on an official visit Saturday morning at 9 a.m. and haven't stopped since. What's the schedule been like since taking the rings home from Atlanta?
It's been great. We've had 4 home visits yesterday. We have 3 home visits today. I'm in Virginia right now. So we're going to continue to work as hard as we can. It's go time this week. It's our last week to be in these homes. We plan on signing an outstanding class.
Coach, what's the feedback from recruits? I'd imagine that the sell right now is pretty easy. What are people asking you about the program?
And do I have a scholarship left for them?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
that's right.
It's really been phenomenal. Our coaches have done a tremendous job. We've built some great relationships. It's a celebration when we go in these homes. I was in one home on Sunday night. There was about 30 or 40 people there. It was just a celebration.
wow.
It's been great. Guys are really, everybody's excited about LSU football. Excited about our football team, the way they play, and obviously the success we have.
Coach, so during this week with that early sign day coming up, what is priority number one? Is it bringing in new guys? Is it trying to solidify the guys and make sure they're going to sign in this early day? Like, kind of where's your head at when you step into these homes with 30, 40 people waiting on you?
I'm going to see as many people as I can that we're going to sign next Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are committed, some are not. That's our target. And then the guys that we are not going to sign next Wednesday, which will be very few, I bet to see them in January.
Coach, let's look back on the SEC championship at Saturday. I was in that stadium on Saturday. What an environment. Basically another road game for the Tigers. You get it done, though, dominate Georgia, and you dominated on the lines of scrimmage. And I specifically want to ask you about what you thought about your defensive line play, Shelvin, Fehoko, Lord, just the whole crew. How do you evaluate what your D-line did Saturday?
I thought they played very well against the run. I think we held Georgia to 60-something yards. We worked very hard. We thought if Georgia couldn't run the football, we could beat them. Our guys played very good. I thought Tyler Shelvin probably had one of his best games. But all those guys played very well. I was very proud of them and very proud of the offensive line like I've been all year.
And when you look defensively, Coach, some of the personnel groupings, whether it's a third down rush team that features only like one defensive lineman or the ability to just shuffle Stevens and Delpit all over the place, like what changed here in the last few weeks that Dave Aranda suddenly seems to be able to get as creative as he's wanted to?
Yeah, he's matching their personnel very well. I think Dave has been on fire the last couple of weeks. It's obvious the way our defense is playing. I thought he's did a great job. We put in our dime personnel. Sometimes we put in our dime personnel on second down. It all depends.
Yeah.
They go a 10 look, a 4 wide look. David's matching, and he's doing a tremendous job of calling defense.
Coach Derek Stingley Jr. had 2 picks on Saturday. That's the first time in that game that's happened since 1990. He's the newcomer of the year in the conference, yet nobody around your program seems surprised. What have you made of your first-year cornerback?
Well, it's hard to believe he's a first-year cornerback when you watch him play like that. Derek doesn't say much. And like I said, he came to us very well prepared by his father, who's a coach. Corey Raymond did an outstanding job of recruiting him and coaching him. And Derek has just gelled it in with us from day one. Any Saturday, any Sunday that you go into the complex on a week in the offseason, Derek is working out there with his father. And he is a tremendous, tremendous competitor and has a great character about himself.
Coach, I know there's still a lot of football left to play, but I kept thinking about going to the game last week. There's a quote from Coach O'Day about 3 years ago where I was down there in La Rose that day. It was a great day, but you stand up there in front of that crowd and you basically told them, look, man, I know that some people will laugh at this, but in very short order of time, LSU will win the SEC championship, will be back in the Final Four, be fighting for a national championship. Have you taken even during the 24 hours? Did you take even a little time to reflect on getting to here and winning the SEC?
I have to be honest. Yesterday on the plane by myself, I thought about all the great things that have happened. And, to get Joe Burrow, to get Joe Brady, to get Steve Ensminger to did the job that he done, to get all the coaches in place and all the recruiting in place, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire to have the year he has, and our receivers, Jamar Chase, and just all the work that's going into it, and it's finally coming in to place. And you can see but I think we're just getting started, Bob. I think this is a program we're building. We're going to continue to recruit, continue to attract great coaches, and I'm excited about it.
Have you sent your quarterback a happy birthday text yet?
Oh, no, it's his birthday today.
Yeah, it's his birthday today.
It's Joe's birthday today.
I may send him a plate of crawfish.
Coach, I know that you've explained this so many times about what he's meant to where you are and what you're accomplishing right now. But Saturday night, he's going to the Heisman. He's one of 4 finalists. This senior season for him continues to play out like a storybook. When you kind of start to think about Burrow and what he's accomplishing now, because the awards are starting to come in, how good has this season been?
It's been phenomenal. The best season I've been around 4 Heisman Trophy winners, and I can't remember a better season by player and by football team. And it's all sparked by Joe and his leadership. I said time and time again, Joe's not interested in individual awards. He's about this football team. Joe came in and he won this team over, and he's delivering the promise that he made to us, that he wants to win a championship for LSU. And he's won the SEC championship, now on to the next.
Yeah, and it's just wild, man. When the moments are biggest, he just seems to be at his best. As to this entire LSU team, that's a credit, obviously, to you and the other coaches getting these guys ready. And you're going to have some big moments coming up. I got a question, though. When you're looking into these playoff situations, and I guess you have so much staff now, like when did the analysts start breaking down Oklahoma, Clemson, or start looking at some of these other teams?
This morning, 11-11.
Oh, wow.
We found out at 11:10 that we're ready to go, and it's business as usual. I have a great group of analysts. Those guys seem like they don't take a day off. They're very, very motivated group. They're out working. A lot of our coordinators are going to be sometime on the road, sometime in the office, breaking down game plan at Oklahoma. We've had 2 good days with some coordinators already in the office, so we're going to be ready. We're going to be on the road recruiting all week, have a big recruiting weekend, and then we start practice on Monday.
Coach, I just had something pop into my head that I wanted to ask you about from the SEC game on Saturday, and it's happened a couple times this year. The other one I think about is in the Florida game, but me and Will Blackwell were talking about this idea of almost like a basketball timeout, but in football, momentum timeout. And Saturday, Georgia had a little bit of life on one drive, got a couple first downs. You call a timeout, kind of slow things down. Next thing you know, Derek Stingley Jr. comes up with the pick. When you're making that decision on the sideline, how do you come about? How do you think that that's the right time? Since it's not it's not clock related or anything like that.
Yeah, it's a feel for the team, and actually, Dave or Bill Bush upstairs will see something. Maybe we need a timeout because of the formation. Maybe we don't have the right personnel in. Maybe we're not lined up, or maybe our guys have been tired. I think that part we didn't have exactly the right defense. We went against the right formation, so they told me timeout, so I'll call timeout.
Coach, every week, I know that you're worried about so much in getting your team prepared and recruiting and making sure everything that is outlined and organized for the program. But each week, your video department is putting out these hype videos that is getting so much traction around college football. I mean, millions and millions of views and attention. First, what does that mean to the program? I mean, what is the interest from your point of view, the head coach's seat, about that department? And how much do you hear about that on the road while recruiting?
All recruiting. And you got to give credit to Derek Panaski and Emily Dixon. They had that department up. And obviously, Doug and his department do all the filming, but Derek and Emily do all the planning for it. Who's going to narrate it? Derek had Tim McGraw narrate the hype video last week. It was phenomenal. What he told the team before the game, it was just every week it's Marcus, it's Booger. Derek has done a tremendous job for us, so has Emily. They're wonderful people.
Yeah, and I know that everybody just goes crazy for him every week. Some other big news in the SEC this week, Coach, a guy that you've worked with a lot, now hired in the SEC West What did you think about your friend Lane Kiffin being hired at Ole Miss?
Obviously, you do a great job there. Lane's a great coach. He's a great recruiter. He's a great competitor.
And then, Coach, when you look at the practice schedule when it comes to the playoffs, there's a lot of different ways that you can handle it. How do you approach it physically for your team with this kind of extended break?
Well, we're gonna the guys are gonna have volunteer for 2 workouts this week with Tommy Moffitt. We'll work out the day they want to, but I want them to rest this week, and I want them to do well in school. It's finals starting on Friday. And then on Monday, we have a regular Monday, a regular Tuesday, a regular Wednesday, a regular Thursday morning. They'll get to go home for Christmas on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Sunday, we'll go to Atlanta and start a regular week again. So we'll prepare. We'll prepare this next week coming up. We'll have the game plan in and repeat the game plan next week at the bowl.
Coach, I got 2 on personnel and special teams, and we'll get you back to the trail. Cade York, your freshman kicker, just automatic, it seems like right now.
Phenomenal. And, what a great job Greg McMahon Greg McMahon of recruiting him, going to get him, evaluating him, and doing a great job of coaching him. Cade has ice in his team, he's getting better. And this is a tremendous job of Greg McMahon. He handles all our special teams for us. I'm so proud of him.
And the last one, Coach, on special teams, Tyler Shelvin has done a great job on the defensive line, but he has turned into a destroyer on your punt return team. Yeah. That has got to be the most intimidating position to be the protector on that, but the opposing punt team. Is Shelvin just having a lot of fun in that position, or what?
Yeah, he loves it. We call that technique speed bump. I said, you go hit that shield like you hit that speed bump, boy.
Coach, keep them hot, man. LSU's brand right now is the hottest in college football. You're the SEC Coach of the Year. You guys are number 1, and you got the state behind you. Keep up the great work. Thanks for the time this morning.
Thank you, guys. We pedal to the metal right now.
Yes, sir.